For years and years, I was obsessed over one thing. And that one thing was finding my purpose. What it is that I'm supposed to do. And it was only recently, when I hit 30 years old, that I realized it's all a lie. But not purpose. Not that purpose is a lie, but how you acquire it. And how we were taught, for the most part, how to acquire it is complete bull. Of course, just so you know, this is going to be a real talk, real conversation. No dopamine hits, no crazy tips or anything like that. So if that resonates with you, keep watching, welcome. Allow this video to be a moment for you to just peel off the mask, give yourself some relief from all the noise in the world, all the expectations and everything. Just abandon it for this very moment. And let's just have a great conversation. When I first started training jiu-jitsu, I was 17 years old. And at the time I decided I wanted to be a world champion. That's what I felt my purpose was. I wanted to win big titles, achieve a good level of status, and prove something. The story that I was living by at the time was that I need to win. I need to be able to be physically imposing to actually be worthy of some level of attention, some level of connection. And the reason for that was because partly I was heavily bullied as a child. I was heavily bullied. And of course, for those out there who have been bullied, that warps your sense of self. That warps your feeling of belonging. And so I thought, well, you know what? I got to put on some armor here. And again, the veil that was over my eyes was not worthy enough unless I do X, Y, and Z. And so I pursued it. Pursued it for a very, very long time. In fact, 6 years of intense training, twice a day, every single day, fitness and conditioning, dieting, no parties, nothing. It was everything. Until I could only swim upstream for so long that my inner world said to the outer world, or I should say my inner self said to the outer self, that is it. We're done now. We're not doing this anymore. Until after I said, okay, fine, if that's not what we're doing, then I'm going to go ahead and do something different. Find my purpose in another place. And what I did was I looked to open up an academy. And I have an academy right now, doing very well. We have good students. But my original intent when I opened was to do what? Was to show my value. If I had a good number of students, then I would show that I'm worthy in life, just in general. Really, for the most part, I was just fighting against ghosts. Old ghosts. And it took the summer of last year for me to hit a wall and completely crack. The story that has built up the layers of armor completely cracked. And I was weeping for days. Days and days and days. It was a release like I've never had before. And it was at that moment that my purpose came through. And it was also at that very moment I understood more deeply how to find purpose. You don't find it. Purpose finds you. It's discovered. It's a difference there. Finding implies it is already existing and it's out there. You just have to scour and look. Look in every industry, in a sport, in an individual. It's out there. You just got to find it. But it's not. Purpose lies deep within you. And you're probably not going to like what I'm going to say. But in order for you to find it, air quotes, I like to say discover, is you need to venture into the darkest parts of your mind and your heart and your soul. Why? Because it's once you get behind the layers of story, the layers of emotional pain, that when you can get behind it and touch that divine spirit that you have, that sits within you, it will just give you the answer. When we really think about why you do anything at all, if you really think about it, if we can genuinely choose what we want to do any moment of the day, would the world not just be better? Would we not just all go to the gym and learn and educate and not just pick sides? Would we not just do that? We would, but we don't. Because a lot of times we are inspired by something else. And this something else rewards you in a way for the effort. And the effort of what? Investigating the depths of who you are, who you thought you've been. All the pain and the suffering that you live by, that perhaps we've been ignoring, we've been trying to cope, we've been trying to reject, or we've been trying to project onto other people, all of that has to stop, and we have to ask ourselves, what's sitting behind everything? Unfortunately, sometimes we need to crash. We need to hit a wall. We need to push ourselves to the point where it just was not working the way we were doing it. And everything peels off. And then you eventually look and you say, what have I been doing? What have I been chasing? If you can imagine, if the story that you live by is you're not worthy enough, that creates a warped view of the world. It warps everything. It warps how you see things, how you interpret things, how you think about things. And would that not in turn affect the choices you make, the directions you go, the reactions you have? And so by using that same modality, that same mode of thinking and viewing and experiencing, hopping from one thing to the next is the exact same thing. It's until it crashes. And for me, it took to crash. I had to crash and burn. And it was when I was in my porch, actually, I was on my side porch over there, just emotionally giving out, that at the same time, as I pushed everything out, this flood of energy flew in. This feeling of joy, this feeling of love. It was incredible. And if this is something you want to do for yourself, very quick, first thing you want to do is pick out the emotions you often feel throughout any given week. Not trivial emotions, not emotions you feel every once in a while, but something deep and consistent. Take that emotion, trail it down. What is it that you see? What do you picture? What do you hear when you have those emotions and you sit with it? Could be images, could be words. Once you find it, then start to really investigate and reflect and journal. I have a journal right over here that I write down whenever I have an inspirational thought or something that is really sticking to me and it's agitating me and I have to put it on paper. It's on the tip of my tongue and I just can't get it. You write it out. And you continue to ask, what's the story? What is my life's story that I've been living by? When you can find that story, it might be a brutal experience. Because then when you find the story, you find all the ways that you've been trying to survive. You'll find the ways you've been coping. You'll find the ways you've been adapting. Maybe that's why you've been abusing substances. Maybe that's why you've been pushing away certain people, idolizing certain people. It will map out everything. And at first it's overwhelming. And I just want to let you know it is perfectly normal and it's a beautiful thing. Obviously, in the moment, it sucks. It does. But stay with it. And when you stay with it, there is a creative power that will flow in you that will free you. It will free you from your pain. Not permanently, but momentarily. It'll give you the utmost clarity. And it's in that clarity. Your answer comes to you, and then at that point, you ground it through what? Through action. Find a way to manifest it. Take it outside of here, and outside of your inner soul. Bring it forward. Make it touch. Make it ground. Write it out. And I'm not saying to blurt it out loud. A lot of this is very important that you keep to yourself. Keep it private. You give it out and you throw it out there. Remember, you're throwing this out there into a world where they may not understand. They may be jealous. They may be agitated and frustrated. And so you're going to get a different sort of relay back. So keep it private, but find a way for you to ground it. And then move towards it. And then this is the hardest part, and I hope you remember this. Out of everything I just said, when you find that deep answer that comes to you, that's how you'll know it's a purpose. You didn't just think of it. It came to you from the bottom up. You move towards it, and don't worry about all the words that are going to come into your mind. You're going to run into setbacks in some weird way. Whether it's God or the universe will test whether or not you're really going to stick by it. It will test you. It will try to push you. It will try to make you quit. But stay with it as much as you can. And if it is from that deep place, you will do anything to grow it, to spread it, to share it. That's what this is for me. If you want to do this at a self-paced way, you could just click that first link below. I made a PDF I call the Identity Initiation Guide. It's a way for you to investigate your inner world, your inner narrative, your inner story, to be able to peel it back and to reconnect with that divine child spirit purity that you have within you. If you want to do it self-paced, you're going to click that button and download my PDF. If you also need guidance, I know these things are difficult to do alone, you can go ahead and click the second link below, and I'll be more than happy to share space. And then finally, I know there's a lot of messages here, but last thing is I'm working on a project that I am so excited to share with you. And I don't want to give too much away because I want to consolidate the message and the entire package before I actually put it out there. But I'm just so excited I need to just leak it out even a little bit. Thank you for taking your mask off for a moment. And I really do hope this gave you some relief. And know that this channel, if anything for you, use this channel as a place that you can be just you. Removing everything. Allow yourself to exist. And if you feel compelled to share it in the comments below, go ahead and do that. Because if you share it from that place, from that slightly nervous, but also excited vulnerability, and I understand, I just made a video a couple days ago, it's going pretty crazy, and I'm so grateful for everybody that's commenting. I read all of them, and I respond to as many of them as I can. Vulnerability, it's, of course, it's risky. You have some people that don't like it. Some people see that they're projecting a lot of their own pains onto it, and they consider weakness. And I understand. I was once there in my early 20s. I considered it weak, and I get it. I don't fault them for it. I disagree now, but I understand. But that vulnerability, that excitement, that nervousness to remove the mask, it's an invisible wall that when you pass through, you find it silly almost that you were intimidated by it. It's just an invisible wall. And if we see a comment section full of that, imagine that the feeling you're going to get when you're a part of it. It'll give you courage. And that's what I want. I want it to give you courage to remove the mask and just be. Because over here with me, that's all you need, is to just be yourself. And I will accept you. Thank you very much. And I'll see you on the next video.